Our team demonstration video of our Capstone Project, the artificial intelligence machine learning Bitcoin trading bot. We're Ethan, Blake, David Elric, and John Francis Kakmo, all seniors at Oregon State University's post-bac program. So, a brief history of Bitcoin. It's the first cryptocurrency created by the elusive Satoshi Nakamoto. This could be a team of developers or a single entity, and its primary purpose was to be a digital form of currency payments, and now has evolved to be a highly popular and speculative asset. And it's thus subject to huge price jumps and corrections. Notably, BTC went on a bull run in 2017, going from $900 to $20,000. And more recently, Bitcoin did a double top in 2021, touching almost 70,000 in March and November due to stimulus check investments from retail investors. And thus, it's been subject to scrutiny and adoption, by President Nayib Bukele of El Salvador, making Bitcoin legal tender. And a notable controversy in recent news is the FTX rug pull exchange, which threatens to domino affect the entire crypto sphere and exchanges all over. So our goal is to use machine learning and artificial learning libraries and packages, including TensorFlow, Keras, Matplot, and Pandas, to train a bot with BTC data spanning from 2012 to 2021. We wanted to determine, could a bot learn from the aforementioned price fluctuations and make real-time calculated and accurate BTC buys, longs, and sells. So would it also be a buy and hold strategy? To go beyond the model, we wanted to integrate it with an exchange, a paper trading account. We sell on BitMEX, starting funds of 100,000 USDT, a stablecoin, dollar-pegged stablecoin, and it has the ability to integrate with the full exchange by simply substituting the official API keys. It'll be a valuable proof of concept of how deep learning and machine learning models could be a valuable tool for the BTC trader. So the dataset was sourced from Kaggle, converted 1-minute increments, compiled in 60-minute blocks, and converted to H5 files to better train the bot. These are pertinent columns of the data we wanted. And also we fed in RSI and MACD indicators to the data frame. So customizable parameters. We encourage the user to adjust it to their own accord. Save functions to save the episodes to build to serve as a foundation for more training sets. And we recommend the user to play with these parameters at their own leisure. So we received there was an API bombshell when we were precluded from using the Binance exchange because it is being litigated in the United States and doesn't have permission to operate in the United States. So we had to find a substitute in BitMEX. It's not the greatest fit. The functions are far more esoteric. Since they're embedded in Swagger and Bravado API calls. So for some workarounds, and it begs the question, how would it be if we had a better resourced API? Well, that's up for debate.
All right, so I'm quickly going to discuss the results of our bot. So once we got it up and running, we put in some kind of baseline parameters, which I'll show you in a second. We trained it on the historical data, and then we used a bunch of different parameters to try to get the best results possible. We discussed the saved function earlier, which I'd created. It also helped store the graphs that we created to show the results. All the different tests we ran, the bot always improved from its initial state. So its initial state, it would randomly select from the kind of 3 options it had, which was going long, going short, or just holding cash. So it always improved from that base state. But we had difficulty beating the market, beating a buy and hold strategy. You'll see that in some of the graphs coming up. There's a lot of challenges we had here trying to figure out the best parameters, just because the variability of Bitcoin itself is so volatile that often, you make a change, and to see if it's really better, not just a function of the randomness, you had to run it for long periods of time, 8 hours plus sometimes, to try to determine, was this change, did it make it better? So I'll show you, these are some of our base parameters that we used. Again, learning rate, replay capacity, various things with epsilon, impacts learning rate, trading cost, etc. So here is our baseline model. This is over 2,000 training runs. You can see the orange here is the market, and the blue is the agent's performance. So you can see, the agent got better from the beginning, just didn't really do much, get better than the market. Here, tried shorter trading periods. You can see the results were better. Again, went up. You can see it beating the market here, the blue above the orange in a number of spots. So end up doing a little bit better. Here was adding a third layer to the neural network. So this is 3 layers to the neural network instead of 2. Again, you can see the improvement. You can see a nice sloping line here on the performance. It's getting better and better, so that was good. Combined those two here and ran it for actually 2,700 runs, which is a very long time. You can see it got better, but it didn't do as I'd hoped. Didn't do even better than those two.
All right, continuing along with this presentation, here's my basic finding and results. This is the best thing I got, which had a higher, larger architecture, a higher replay capacity, batch size, and a higher epsilon decay steps. And you see that even here at the end, it's doing better than the just regular buy and hold strategy. So we're pretty happy about these results. All right, on to the next portion, which is the live trading portion. Because our bot is trained on 1-hour data, demonstrating live trading results with any real meaning or proof of success is not feasible. So because we trained our data on 1-hour model, and now I'm going to just test it on 2-second increments to show proof of concept. So here is the video demonstrating this. So just quickly, you can see that when the action is 1 here, that it buys, and that when the action here is 0 or -1, it'll change to the position. So this is just demonstrating that our API goes through and buys and sells and holds as necessary. Finally, this is just a simple graph of that video I just showed. It just demonstrates that well, you see we lost $140 in just a few minutes. This isn't surprising because I did it on a different time scale, and also we would just need way more time to decide if our results were good. In conclusion, because we didn't have the time to do lots of testing nor the access to the Binance API, we just tried to demonstrate the possibility of live trading here. And then in conclusion, the bot project has laid out the foundation for large data and deep learning based Bitcoin trading going forward. The parameters are customizable for the future user, so a good amount of time could be spent customizing parameters. And it would be nice to set things up with a GPU because it's just really hard to zone in on optimal parameters the way we have it now. And it would be nice to work with the Binance API for live trading because that's really what needs. That's just the much better way to do it. Here's just an example of how the code's much simpler. And you could also train the bot on 1 minute, 10 minute, or 30-minute chunks instead of 1-hour chunks. We just did 1-hour chunks for the sake of being able to do all the data on our slow CPUs. Note that these parameters are already customizable in our code, so it'd be really simple to do. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation, and goodbye.